Alright, we've reached the most crucial part of our build, the tongue alignment. This is where we're going to get our best results for pullability to make sure there's no dog tracking going on when you're pulling your trailer. Okay, our next measurement and cut we have is we need to cut our trailer tongue bracing. Just like in the old one, we're going to go back with that same style. I have a 2-inch by 3-inch angle iron, and this is the heavy gauge. I think it's 4.5 pounds per foot. This is going to go on each side of the tongue, but for right now, the thing that we're interested in is we're just going to match cut this from the top to the bottom height, and we're going to just do flush measurements. So we ended up coming out at 47 3/4 inches. We're going to have our trailer tongue cut to length. So we got our 20-foot stick of 3-inch by 3-inch square tubing. This is 3/16. It's been working great on Rob so far, so that's what we're going to continue with. But we got for our 12-foot razor, and then leaving 4 foot on the front end for the tongue to have turning room with the truck, we're at about 15 feet. So let's look at what we did over here. We created a gap using 2 pieces of cardboard of the same thickness, and we clamped up our 2 angle irons in the front and back, and we got the same cardboard width here and here. As a preliminary, we did a good job squaring everything up, so we're just started as a rough estimate to test that out. So started in the back, got equidistance in between on both sides, measuring outside to outside, got them all squared up and equal. Then we clamped them in place and made a pivot point there, and then we kind of came up here, and using the front of the tongue, we use that leverage to move the front over. We got another equidistance here and here, but then that's still only square to the frame. We want it square to the axles to be indefinite. So we're going to show you steps we took to ensure that we were as dead on as we could be on the overall length, because an 1/8 here might end up being an inch at the front. Okay, so what we did was we took a point from our outside of our spindles to a point as far as we could on here with a markable surface onto our tongue. And then we took and picked a measurement, and we're going to use about 150 inches as a start. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a cross X in the tubing, on the tubing, and then we'll be able to kind of check that again and make an adjustment, check that again, make an adjustment. So the main thing is always remember when you're measuring, use the same side. If you use this side going this way, flip it and use this side going that way. So you can see, based on what our intersection is, we're going to need to move the tongue over this way a little bit, and then we'll have a better alignment. Okay, so we remeasured this time, and we adjusted just about an 1/8 up here, but because of we're allowing for a distance on this side because of our cardboard fillers we put in, that we didn't want to be exactly dead center of the bar. We wanted to be about a 1/16 over. We have about an 1/8 inch gap up there, plus or minus a little bit. But either way, at this long of a distance from the front to the back, if you're within about a 1/2 inch, you're never going to know the difference when you're pulling on the road. So now that we put it in place, we're going to go and mark all of our locations in case this gets bumped. We won't be completely lost and have to start all over again. Now that we're all squared up, we can let the welding begin. Now we're at the point that we're ready to match our tongue to our tongue supports. We're going to come back later and we're going to cut a clearance on these triangles so that when you're loading the razor up, you'll have a little less opportunity to catch underneath the underbelly. We should have still plenty of clearance because this is a pretty low riding trailer, but if you had a flat tire or something, we want to be able to get rid of that because that'll be a hard point to catch on. We decided to make a 4-inch adjustment, moving the bar forward, and we're going to cut across this angle right here. Then we decided we're going to go 3 inches in, the same width as the bar, for us to put our pin here. And this will give us plenty of room to be away from here, to be able to pull our pins in and out and have good eye contact all around on this side and that side. So we have this little jig that we made. I've used it before on different things. This will just be able to sit right here, and I'll be able to line up my marks with my 3-inch mark here. And we just made sure that when we marked this side and marked that side, because we're going to be drilling from both sides, we took our square and went across. We didn't want to keep measuring from here and here in case there was a little bit off between these two lengths, but we can ensure that that pin is going to go straight through when we mate both sides. We're going to start off with a pilot hole, and then we're going to take and separate everything else and drill the holes separately. We kind of had a little better luck with that last time than trying to match drill them. Enjoy the time lapse. We're going to match this side with the pin in the back, and we're going to do about 7 inches. There was a lot of drilling at the end of that video. So we kind of spared you on a little bit of that, but hours of drilling. Anyway, so hopefully you liked the content. That was our trailer alignment video. Our next video coming up, we're going to show you that we have our fenders installed and we went ahead and put mesh flooring on. So that's what you'll see coming up. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share with your friends, and hit that notification button. We'll see you next time. Oh, the Snuggle Puggle. Can't say that. Can't say Snuggle Puggle. Tracking. Dog tracking going on in the... Dog tracking going on when... Dog tracking going on